Okay, so get this. Get paid $10 camo amp with this new secret Google method. Um, yeah, I know, right? I kind of rolled my eyes at that title too. This YouTube video you sent over, it's from a channel called Journey with the Hintons. And oh, it definitely sounds like clickbait, doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
But hey, sometimes the most outlandish claims, they lead to like the most fascinating deep dives,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So this one is all about this new AI tool from Google
Oh, wow.
called NotebookLM, which apparently can help create podcasts that sound like a conversation between two real people. I know you're always looking for new and efficient ways to generate income. So let's see if this tool lives up to the hype.
Yeah, I mean, when I first heard about Notebook LM, I was like immediately intrigued.
Yeah.
It's one thing for an AI to write an essay or like compose a song, but to generate a podcast that simulates like a natural conversation,
Yeah.
that's a whole other level of complexity. And the video uses this. Really interesting example. They feed the AI a chapter from the book of Genesis, and it creates a podcast episode discussing the serpent's argument. It's pretty mind-blowing how well it captures the back and forth flow of a real conversation.
Wow, that's impressive. And this all works by analyzing different types of input, right? Like articles, videos, even just your own notes. But
Yeah.
I'm curious, how does it actually turn those raw materials into a podcast? Does it just read them out loud, or is there more to it?
It's definitely more sophisticated than just reading text aloud. The AI analyzes the input, identifies key themes and arguments, and then uses that information to structure a dialogue. Between two virtual speakers, it even tries to mimic different conversational styles, like asking questions, expressing opinions, and even cracking the occasional joke. Of course, it's not perfect, but it's getting pretty darn close to sounding like a genuine human interaction.
That's wild. So in this YouTube video, they're basically saying that Notebook LM can be used to create income-generating content.
Exactly. And the video outlines two main strategies for doing just that. The first revolves around building a website and using affiliate links. Now, for those who might not be familiar, affiliate links are special links that you can include on your website or in your content. If someone clicks on your link and makes a purchase, you earn a small commission. It's a common way for content creators to monetize their work.
Right, that makes sense. So how does Notebook LM fit into this website and affiliate link strategy?
Well, the video suggests using a web hosting platform like Hostinger. They even mention their business plan, which is pretty affordable, around $3 a month. And of course, they drop their affiliate code, the hinting, for good measure. They then recommend using Hostinger's AI content creation tool to generate blog posts. They give an example of a blog post about health and wellness.
Okay, so you've got your website set up, you're cranking out blog posts with Hostinger's AI tool. What's next?
This is where Notebook LM comes in. You take the URL of your blog post, feed it into Notebook LM, and boom, it generates a podcast episode. Based on the content of that blog post, you then embed affiliate links within the podcast description on your website. So when people listen to your podcast and are intrigued by the products or services you're discussing, they can easily click on your link and make a purchase.
Ah, I see. So it's all about creating content that naturally lends itself to affiliate marketing. I'm guessing things like product reviews, comparisons, those top 10 lists everyone loves, how-to guides, maybe even gift guides would work well for this strategy.
Exactly. You want to choose topics that people are actively searching for and are likely to make a purchase based on a recommendation.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like hitting two birds with one stone. You're providing valuable content to your audience and potentially earning some income from it at the same time.
Precisely. And the beauty of this strategy is that you can combine the blog posts and podcasts to reach a wider audience. Some people prefer reading, while others prefer listening. So by offering both formats, you're casting a wider net.
That's a really smart approach. And I'm guessing this could work for a variety of different niches and industries, right?
Absolutely. As long as you choose topics that are suitable for affiliate marketing and create high-quality content, that genuinely provides value to your audience. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
This is all starting to sound pretty interesting. So we've covered the website and affiliate marketing strategy. What's the second method they mentioned in the video?
So the second strategy focuses on YouTube, leveraging ads and sponsorships to generate income. It's a similar concept to the website strategy, but instead of creating blog posts, you're creating podcasts based on existing YouTube videos.
Oh, interesting. So you're basically repurposing YouTube content into like an audio format.
Exactly. You find a popular or trending YouTube video. And remember, you're not claiming ownership of the content, just using it as a springboard for discussion. You paste the video link into Notebook LM, and it generates a podcast episode based on the video's content. You then upload this podcast to YouTube,
Hold on. YouTube has a dedicated podcast section. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a relatively new feature,
Yeah.
but it's gaining traction. The video mentions that YouTube seems to be prioritizing newer features in their algorithm, so it could be a good way to get more visibility for your content.
That's good to know. But I'm picturing like a podcast on YouTube. Wouldn't that be kind of boring visually? It's just audio, right?
That's a good point. The video does touch on that, suggesting using Canva, that graphic design tool,
Huh.
to create some visuals for the podcast. They highlight the free templates and also mention the option of a 30-day pro trial.
Ah, so you could have like a static image. Or maybe even some simple animations playing in the background while the audio is going. That makes sense. It would definitely be more visually engaging than just a blank screen or a static logo. So you upload your podcast to YouTube, you got some cool visuals happening. Then what? How do you actually make money from it?
The main avenue is through YouTube ads as your channel grows. And you get more views and subscribers. You can start earning ad revenue. In the video, they even share an anecdote about earning over $3,000 in just 11 days from their YouTube channel.
Whoa, $3,000 in 11 days.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. It sounds like there's some real potential there, especially if you can tap into a niche audience that's really engaged with your content.
Absolutely. And as your channel continues to grow, you could also explore sponsorships. Companies might be interested in sponsoring your podcast if you have a dedicated audience that aligns with their target market.
Okay, so we've got websites with affiliate links, YouTube with ads and sponsorships. Are there any other ways people are using Notebook LM to generate income?
Well, there are a few other avenues that come to mind. For example, you could upload your podcasts to Spotify, which also offers the potential for ad revenue as your listenership grows. And think about it. There's a lot of content out there already. Books, articles, videos, all ripe for the picking. You could use Notebook LM to transform those into engaging podcast conversations and distribute them across multiple platforms.
It really opens up a whole world of possibilities, doesn't it? You could take a research paper that's full of like dense information
Yeah.
and turn it into a digestible podcast that makes those findings accessible to a wider audience. Or you could take a lecture or a presentation and turn it into a podcast that people
Yeah.
can listen to on the go.
Exactly. And the video really emphasizes the idea of building multiple income streams. Don't just rely on one platform or one monetization method. Diversify your approach, experiment with different strategies, and see what works best for you.
That's such an important point. Diversification is key, especially in the ever-changing landscape of online content creation. What works today might not work tomorrow, so it's crucial to have multiple streams of income to create a more stable and sustainable business model. But as we're talking about all these monetization strategies, it's making me think about the ethical implications of using AI to generate content.
That's a crucial aspect to consider, after all. If anyone can create content using AI, what does that mean for the value of human creativity and originality? What about concerns regarding plagiarism? And how do we ensure that AI is used responsibly and ethically in this space?
Those are big questions, and honestly, they're a little bit intimidating. I mean, I'm all for exploring new technologies and finding innovative ways to create content, but I also want to make sure I'm doing it in a way that feels ethical and authentic.
I think it's all about approaching these tools with a balanced perspective.
Yeah.
Recognize their power and potential, but also acknowledge their limitations and think critically about the ethical implications of their use.
So how do we find that balance? Are there any guidelines or best practices for using AI ethically in content creation?
Yeah, that's a great question. And honestly, there are no easy answers. As AI-generated content becomes more prevalent, it's going to be increasingly challenging to distinguish between what's been created by humans and what's been created by machines. And that raises a lot of ethical questions about authorship originality and even the very nature of creativity itself.
It's a little mind-boggling, isn't it? It feels like we're stepping into like uncharted territory, and we're still figuring out the rules of the game.
Exactly. But I think it's important to have these conversations now before we get too far down the road. We need to be thinking critically about how we use these powerful tools and what kind of future we want to create with them.
Earlier you mentioned the idea of Notebook LM being more like an assistant than a replacement. Could you elaborate on that a bit more? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the potential for a collaboration between humans and AI in the realm of content creation.
Absolutely. It's tempting to view AI as this looming threat that's going to automate us out of existence. But what if we shift our perspective and see it as a tool for empowerment? Imagine a world where we can delegate tedious tasks to AI, freeing up our time and mental energy to focus on the things that truly require our unique human touch.
I love that idea. It's like having a super efficient intern who can handle all the grunt work while you, the human creator, get to be the visionary leader, the one who brings the big ideas and the creative spark.
Precisely. And it's not just about efficiency. AI can also help us push the boundaries of creativity by analyzing vast amounts of data. It can identify patterns of insights that we might miss, leading to new ideas and innovative approaches.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be embracing its potential to augment our own abilities and open up new creative possibilities.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where human and artificial intelligence complement each other, creating a synergy that leads to something truly remarkable.
I love that phrase, a synergy of human and artificial intelligence. It sounds almost futuristic, but in a good way, like we're on the cusp of something truly transformative.
Well, the future is happening now, and we have the opportunity to shape it in a way that benefits humanity, and that's what excites me the most about this whole conversation.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you'd like our listeners to remember about Notebook LM and the broader implications of AI in content creation?
I'd say this. Don't be afraid to experiment. Embrace the unknown. AI is a powerful tool, but ultimately, it's in our hands how we use it. Let's use it wisely, ethically, and creatively to build a future where technology empowers us to reach new heights of human expression.
That's beautifully put. And on that inspiring note, I think we'll leave our listeners with one final thought to ponder. If AI can create content that sounds like two humans having a conversation, what does that say about the nature of conversation itself? And how might these evolving technologies reshape the way we communicate and connect with each other in the future? It's something to think about for sure.
Indeed, it's a conversation that's just beginning, and I, for one, am eager to see where it leads.
Me too. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those minds open to the possibilities that lie ahead.